So y'all didn't know we were here, did you? So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. This is Laura Thompson with TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach, and you're tuned into the coffee break. And I was just here minding my own business, but I hate to drink coffee alone. So I am glad that Kamilah Antoine showed up and asked to join me. And of course, I accepted. And so we are going to be talking about a great event. It's the second year, the second annual, and we're going to tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening at that event. But before we do, we want to show you just a little surprise clip.
What a time we had at the EmpowerMe Wellness Retreat last year. It was an amazing experience for all who encountered it. It's about that time though. Let's get ready for 2025 EmpowerMe Wellness Retreat Daycation. Meet us, San Marcos, Texas. Registration is open September 19th, 2025's retreat will be a full day packed with wellness sessions, lunch, amazing fellowship, and lots of surprises. We strongly encourage those who plan to come to make a weekend out of it. Get your hotel room, consider a spa day, find a local walking trail, or just stay in your room, rest, and journal. Now that registration is open, grab your mother-daughter friends, grab your girlfriends, or make a solo trip and meet us there to relax, relate, and revive. Don't forget KamilahAntoine.com/retreat.
Wow, so that was an awesome promo, and it sounded like your voice. Was that your voice?
That was a lot of coaching, but it was my voice. And hopefully you could feel the excitement in my voice because I'm so excited about the retreat that's coming up.
Wow, it looks like it's going to be an amazing event. So we're back from watching the fabulous promo that you just saw, and so we're here with the creator of the event, the organizer. And so we want you to introduce yourself and give us a little biographical information about you, who you are, what you do, where you're from, all of those good things before we start the interview.
Certainly. So I'm Kamilah Antoine. I am not a Texas native, but I call myself a Texas transplant. I've been here for quite a while. It's been about 25 years. Originally from Miami. My family is from the Caribbean, so we've moved around a little bit in the country. But here we are. We landed here in Texas after I finished my undergraduate degree. By the way, I'm an HBCU grad. Got to throw that out, Grambling State University. But yeah, so landed here in San Antonio. I've been in the education and well-being space for a very long time. Worked in the school districts, many school districts here as a teacher, and then went into school counseling. Went into training and development in some of the districts, and then on the side, probably about 10 years, 15 years almost ago, I started working, just doing some entrepreneurial ventures and testing out the waters in a few different businesses, and landed in a space where I decided to launch a coaching, training, and personal development business. And so I launched Positively Devoted Life about 6 years ago, and have really spent the time in creating experiences and opportunities to promote a sense of accomplishment and personal development and well-being. Understanding that when we are coached to be our best selves, we show up best to our families, we show up best to our careers, we show up best to ourselves. And so that's what I've dedicated my time doing. And I do still work full time in an educational training and development space. I call that my W-2 job, right? My W-2 job still exists, but I get to work on some of the same things with educators that I do in my personal business. So they really align well. And that's what I really spend a good amount of my time doing, is taking care of helping people really understand how to be their best selves, how to go after the things that are important to them, and how to find and discover purpose, which is how some of the retreat work really came to be.
Wow, so that is super awesome and super excited, and we're so glad that you accepted the invitation to come on and talk about this event. The name of the event is EmpowerMe Wellness Retreat, right? And
Yes.
so what motivated you, or who guided you to do an event like this?
Yeah, great question. So, full transparency, circle of friends. I continue to surround myself. I encourage people to have just a good, strong friend circle. And so, my circle of friends has been really, really supportive of one another. And one of the things that we do with each other is we celebrate each other really big, especially during birthdays. And it just so happened to be one of the birthdays of one of the friends in the circle. And that particular friend had a strong need. She was going through aging parents and helping to take care of her mother, who was aging and going through some medical stuff. And we thought to ourselves, it's her birthday month, how do we celebrate her when she's got such a heavy load emotionally, mentally? And we decided, because all of us have different licenses and expertise, why don't we create a wellness day for ourselves? And this will hopefully uplift her spirit. And so we came together and we spent an entire day here at my house doing yoga and doing mindfulness work. And we watched a church service for spiritual development, and did games and got massages and hung out by the pool. And by the time the whole day was over, we had gone through laughter, tears, stretching. We had a good spread of food and mimosas. It was such an awesome day. And I don't know, remember if it was one of us, but multiple of us said, what if we did this for other people? This
Wow.
is so amazing to do this for other people, right? And so, me already having an operating business that kind of did some workshops and things, I was like, I'll take it, I'll lead it. What do y'all think? And from there, it just developed. So it was very organic, and it spoke to, we felt like, the needs that multiple people have. It's not unique to us.
Wow. So I feel excited because I didn't get an invitation to that gathering, but I'm glad that you all started one that's open to everybody,
Yeah.
open to the public, and so it sounds super super exciting. And so, can you tell us a little bit about what the date is, what people can expect, like why you named it Empower Me Wellness Retreat, all of those good things?
I can. So we did toss around a lot of different names and ideas. I can't take credit for it all. When you have 5 creative Black women that are all professional and amazing in their own right, we threw around some names. Empower Me stuck out to all of us because we felt that sometimes when we're worn down, we feel like, just to be empowered, just to be filled, just to be confident and competent in everything that you show up for. And that being like the focus of what we wanted to do. And then bringing in wellness, because wellness is holistic. If we really think about a holistic wellness approach, it's more than just, am I losing the weight that I need to lose? Or are my blood sugar numbers right? Like, those are important, but how also is your mental? How also is your financial? How also is your social? And so we wanted to really kind of approach it from a holistic approach. So that's where the name came from. This year is our second year, as was mentioned. And so September 19th is our date this year. We're kind of coining it a daycation. It is a one-day retreat. So it's in San Marcos, Texas, at the Enchanted Ranch. So if women want to come and make a weekend of it, on the website, we have a link that has several hotels in and around the area. If you want to just book yourself a room and instead of going home, go to the hotel afterwards and relax, you're welcome to do that. And so that's what we're kind of providing. One of the things we also thought was incredibly important was every element that we gave ourselves that day and that wellness day are all incorporated into the
Wow.
retreat,
Wow.
down to the good food, down to the mimosas, the yoga, the games, the prizes, activities. Like, if I would want to do it, I would want to share it with you. And so that was why we chose to, even the certain sessions that we have and the certain elements, even birthdays last year, because we launched it as a birthday idea. Everyone who had birthdays in September were given a special sash to wear. You may have seen it in the
Wow.
video, and we really celebrated, and they had no idea. They're like, why are y'all celebrating our birthdays? And for us, it was sentimental in that this was started off of a birthday. And so think about it with, as in the thing that you would want to do with your girlfriends, with your, your trusted circle of people who support you, whether it be, we had lots of mother-daughter groups. We had some girlfriend groups come. We had people from as far as Atlanta fly in last year,
Wow.
Miami fly in last year for the 3-day retreat. So we're just excited to have built that type of momentum. And we know that this year is going to be amazing. Next year, we're bringing the 3-day retreat back. So we just want people to kind of come along in the journey and get empowered, get refueled. It has been a year and it's only June. So we're trying to take care of folks along the way.
Wow. So this is amazing. And you may or may not know, you probably know that May was Mental Health Awareness Month and June is Mental Health Awareness Month for men.
It is.
Nevertheless, it's still Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And so how does what you do with this event tie into mental health awareness?
Oh man, I'm so glad that you said that. We're actually on June 29th hosting a free webinar in we call it our pre-retreat series called The Vital Role Women Play in Men's Mental Health.
Wow.
We are having a specialist on our panel to discuss that. That is free. If anybody's interested in checking that out, that is KamilahAntoine.com/wellness. You can register for that. It's a 30-minute session. And so we recognize, like we said, mental health is just as vital as our physical health. Because they're tied and very much interconnected. And so our wellness retreat is, again, all about recognizing that all these parts come into play. And so if your mental health is not in order and is not being fueled and almost like a muscle, right? If you're not doing things like mindful practices, if you're not considering how to stretch and move your body through yoga, and it's not an intense yoga, it is a gentle stretching, just getting your limbs to move. Those things can cause chronic pain. Chronic pain can cause, our attitudes, our mindsets to shift. So all of that is in alignment and in order. So everything that we're doing is in the mindset or in the vein of how to fuel positive endorphins and really fuel your mental health, even down to the social aspect. We'll have elements where there will be games or activities or interactions. That is all fueling our mental health. And so we're really dedicating this day to taking care of, again, not just the physical, not just the social, but the mental as well. And that needs to be ongoing. I love that we celebrate and we highlight certain aspects of mental health, but we just need to make sure we know that it is 24/7. It's round the clock. And so we love that we are lifting up our men. As a boy mom, I'm very big of very much an advocate for the mental health of men and normalizing the conversations that we have with our men. Also, though, uplifting that in June, it is mental health for, I believe, people of color or Black and brown communities. There's some awareness on that. We also have a panel that is going to happen in the month of June. I don't have the date off the top of my head, but we will have one and also have a LPC who will be part of that conversation, talking about some programs that she does around Black and brown community members and what that looks like for people of color.
Wow. So do you believe that mental health can cause, I mean, if you have mental health issues, that it can cause physical problems
Absolutely.
or health.
Absolutely. Yeah, if we understand, and I'm not a neuroscience, but I do a lot of reading, and between that and my background in psychology, education, and school counseling, we understand that when we are faced with mental health crises or just high and chronic stress alone, right? Those things impact our nervous system. Our nervous system, and a lot of what goes on in our nervous system happens in our stomachs, happens in our chest.
Wow.
It will manifest in the physical aspects of our body. It's like when we feel upset, when we get angry, a lot of us will manifest, the typical racing heart rate. Your palms may get sweaty, your stomach may get in knots. It's going to be the same thing. If you're under chronic stress, I have a book that I read by Oprah Winfrey and Bruce Perry, and it talks about just trauma and understanding how it shows up in our bodies and in our physical, symptoms. And so again, just understanding how all of those things are interconnected help you to see exactly how you end up with chest pain, or you can't understand why you can't digest food, or you're having migraines, or you're having this tension in your neck that is so tight that it's now running down your arm. Half of the time, it's because we're not addressing our chronic stress, and we're not addressing things that are building up and becoming issues that affect our mental health.
Wow. So you tuned into the coffee break on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach. And here we're here speaking with the organizer and creator of EmpowerMe Wellness Retreat, Miss Kamilah Antoine. And so we're going to come back in a few minutes and ask her a few more questions. But before we do, we just want to tell you about another event that's going to. It's Fanta. So we're back. We're here speaking with Kamilah Antoine. She is the founder, creator, organizer, and she has a team of people. She doesn't do it by herself, but
That's right.
she's a key person and key element in the Empower Me. I always want to call it Empower Her, but it's Empower Me Wellness Retreat. So, so tell us a little bit about, again, about when the retreat's going to be, where it's going to be, and why you're hosting it.
Yeah, so again, our retreat will be September the 19th this year, 2025. It's going to be at the Enchanted Ranch in San Marcos, Texas. So if you live in the San Antonio area, if you live anywhere in Texas, heck, if you live outside of Texas and you want a road trip, San Marcos is a great place to visit. You got outlet malls. It's actually pretty peaceful. I live not too far from there. So that's also why we chose the area. We look at remote areas, but have a little bit of entertainment, right? We know women, when we get together, sometimes we want to just chill, but sometimes we may want to shop, do a little retail therapy, or we may want to check out a great restaurant or a winery, or go walk a trail, or go sit and journal. And so I feel like San Marcos offers a lot of those opportunities in and around that area. And the reason we're having the retreat, man, I could list a myriad of reasons why we want to be empowered, and we also want to highlight and focus on our wellness. We feel like, this is a time in America, in the world, where we are faced with so much. And as women, as Black women and just women in general, we carry the weight of so much on our shoulders. We are tasked with keeping all the things in the air at the same time and in motion. And sometimes we need a break. and we need a break. And yeah, sometimes it's Netflix and veg out on the couch, but sometimes it's being around other women to be empowered and be connected and to pause and to allow yourself to catch your breath, allow yourself to learn more tools to put in your toolkit for mindfulness practices, breathing strategies and technique. And what's also unique about our retreat is because my focus is personal development, I speak to the women and we work through some workshops on how to leverage your personal strengths and allow those personal strengths to help you show up better and stronger and empowered. And so we take one of the things I didn't mention earlier is I'm a certified John Maxwell trainer. And so when you think of John Maxwell, oftentimes you think of leadership and you think of corporate. But what I have done is taken a lot of the teachings through the John Maxwell leadership development content and allow for them to be processed on a personal level. Because oftentimes we show up strongest in our jobs. And when I ask people, why do you meet your deadlines in your job, but you don't meet your deadlines for your own self? Well, because we're not transferring those skills. And so what I try to do is take some of your strengths, help you understand how to transfer some of those same strong skills that you possess at work, but do them for yourself. And this is where EmpowerMe comes from. It's not about someone empowering you. It's about you being empowered by your own strengths. So we really are doing this retreat to really allow for women to have those skills, have that time, have the connection, and have the experience.
Wow. So it's going to be in San Marcos, right? So are you at liberty to say where the location is going to be?
I am. Yeah, it's a location called the Enchanted Ranch. You can Google it. And it actually is a venue that typically is held for weddings. And so, in working with that team, he's like, we've never had a retreat here, but it is a beautiful venue. When I say weddings, then you should kind of have an idea. But it's a beautiful venue. It's very remote. It's not right off the highway. You got to ride a little bit, but it is intended to feel like you're getting away. And so we're encouraging folks to come. If it were me coming, I'd have a hotel night the night before and the night after, so I can make sure that I just allow myself to fully engage and not just run back home into the midst of the hustle and bustle, but really engage in taking care of yourself during that time.
Wow. So if people want to if people want to attend, is there an early bird special going on, or has that ended or started?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So early bird has since passed. We are planners to the T, sometimes to a fault, but we like to plan and we make it a special retreat. So we opened up registration back in January. So we are in the middle of regular registration, and regular registration actually ends on June the 19th. So if you are interested, please go to the website, KamilahAntoine.com/retreat. You can register. You can see what the costs are. We actually still have payment plans, so you don't have to pay for it all at once. It's not I feel like it's an affordable retreat, but I also recognize the economy that we are in right now. So if you prefer to chunk it out into a couple of payments, you're able to do that. But after June the 19th, late registration fees will apply. So we are encouraging folks, if you're interested, to go ahead and get registered as soon as possible. We have some special offers for groups. So if you're a group of 5 or more, if you go to that website, you will see the email where you want to send an email and say, hey, we've got 6 people or we've got 5, and then we can give you a special discount for groups. So it's not too late to take advantage of that group rate. And then registration will end for everybody July 31st. And again, that is just to give us about a month and a half to take care of swag bags. Last year, our swag bags were hand painted. Just the detail that we go into for this retreat is top tier. And so although this year will be a 1 year and a 1 day, and it won't be as, we won't have as much time, we still want to make it a special experience. So we go the extra step in cutting registration off to give us enough time to prepare for a really amazing experience.
Wow. So as you spoke about this, you painted, a lot of different pictures. The hand the hand painted bags. I've been to tons of events and hosted tons of events and never uh, seen a hand painted, a handcrafted
Yeah.
bag, specific for an event. And then you talked about the food. I could just smell the aroma
Oh
of
yeah, it was good. It was top tier. Those cinnamon rolls and
it.
mimosas. Oh.
Wow. So you're gonna have different flavor mimosas
We're
for the
gonna mix it up this go round. What all I can share, we're big on surprises, and even in our friend group, we surprise each other still. Like what's that you can't, we never can tell you what's gonna happen. You just got to show up with a great expectation for fun. But we do have some things planned. We are working, and we also, when we did it last year, we got a feedback survey, so people gave us their feedback. Overwhelmingly positive, but we did hear a little bit here and there. Someone said, hey, can you have a little more healthy food options on the menu? So we're going to throw some of that in there because we want it to be a wellness. But trust and believe, with my group, it's going to be good because we're women. We like good food, and we like a good mimosa or a cocktail every now and then. So we're going to make sure, and we offered non-alcoholic mimosas. We want to take care of everybody. So trust me when I tell you, we're working really hard to bring a unique experience and bring just enough variety that it's different from last year, but consistent with that level of detail, attention. So that's what we're excited about.
Well, I pride myself in asking questions to reveal secrets, but
You
Camilla
ain't getting too much.
is a hard customer. She's not letting the cat out of the bag. She's not
Yeah, you gotta
revealing.
come.
She got to show up. But she did reveal some things that happened last year from the promo. So we're going to run that again so that you can kind of get all pumped up and see, what the possibilities are. Of,
Exactly.
but I can't get any more secrets. She's just tight-lipped. She tells you a lot, but then she don't really tell you
No,
how.
you didn't get the details. I'm giving you, yeah, what we did last year, but
Mm,
it's gonna be different. So you gotta come.
right, right. And so I'm looking forward to this event. Just to, I don't want a whole cinnamon roll if they have them again, but at least a half.
We we
But
can cut it. We can cut it for you.
right, and
And you know what, Laura? Can I also say I forgot to mention it's all ages of women. I
okay,
want to make sure make folks feel welcome. We had young ladies, I say young ladies in their 20s,
wow,
all the way up to my mom and some of her girlfriends in their 70s came.
wow,
So it is a wide range, a very wide range. It's something for everybody. And don't feel, if you feel like you can't do all the yoga poses, we'll put you in a chair and let you do chair yoga. Don't you worry. We will make a room, a spot for everyone.
wow. That just goes to show you that some people never stop wanting to improve their health and improve their
Yes.
being and improve their mental health and just to be around people and have fun. So
Yeah, yeah.
great, great, great event. I am so glad that I had an opportunity to speak with you and that we have an opportunity to share about this amazing event with our audience. And we look so forward to participating and, giving you more promotion. As once you get past the June 19th deadline and you go into the late fees and all of that, we want to bring you back on again a couple of more times to remind people,
Yes.
give them a little bit more teasers. And I promise y'all, I'll work on her to see if she would tell me.
I'm fine with that too. You can try.
But thank you so much. You've been tuned to the Coffee Break on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. And I've been here with the amazing Kamilah Antoine, and she is the organizer, the founder, the visionary, and all of that good stuff for the Empower Me Wellness Retreat. And so, if you don't want to pay the late fee, the deadline for the regular fees, or June 19th, and you can make payments. So, check it out. Check it out. It's at KamilahAntoine.com/retreat.
KamilahAntoine.com/retreat.
Okay, and so can you spell out the first part for those that might not be able to spell Kamilah?
Sure. It's spelled KamilahAntoine.com/retreat. RETREAT.
Well, that is phenomenal, and thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us
Yes.
a little bit, and we will see you next time. Ciao.
What a time we had at the EmpowerMe Wellness Retreat last year. It was an amazing experience for all who encountered it. It's about that time though. Let's get ready for 2025 EmpowerMe Wellness Retreat Daycation. Meet us, San Marcos, Texas. Registration is open September 19th. 2025's retreat will be a full day packed with wellness sessions, lunch, amazing fellowship, and lots of surprises. We strongly encourage those who plan to come to make a weekend out of it. Get your hotel room, consider a spa day, find a local walking trail, or just stay in your room, rest, and journal. Now that registration is open, grab your mother-daughter friends, grab your girlfriends, or make a solo trip and meet us there to relax, relate, and revive. Don't forget KamilahAntoine.com/retreat.